my name is Matthew and I'm a member of the COVID-19 support team. Thank you for accessing the 33rd instalment of our vlog series, and we'll get into it firstly by just saying that today, as of filming, is the last day that members of your workforce could receive their first vaccine to be fully vaccinated in time for the 11th of November. So if you've got anyone on your team who's wanting to get it or is planning on getting it today, they should be receiving their second one if as scheduled on the 11th of November, and they should be allowed to pass that care home threshold following that. So anyone who is to go beyond that would potentially risk not working for an amount of time, depending on if they choose to get the vaccine or not. So it's a really critical time that we actually have these conversations with our staff and just sort of work out what their intentions are. Anybody who is saying, yep, do you know what, actually, I've changed my mind about hesitancy, or I'm just interested in getting the vaccine now, or I don't want to lose my job, and comes to you and says that I want to get my vaccine, I know it's past the 16th, is that still possible? We would advise you to speak to your HR department, and as a registered manager, come to a decision on what sort of process you'll be putting in place for staff that could potentially be receiving their vaccine, but beyond the 11th of November. In some cases, we've spoken to people who would have unpaid leave covering that sort of a thing, and in others, people are still just negotiating the terms. So while we've got a little bit of time, it might be really important to just have that conversation and think about that a little bit. Now, we also know that currently we're getting a lot of fresh information coming in, particularly around exemptions and exemption pathways. And while we are aware of this, we still just need to get more information together before we can, share everything with you. And as soon as we know more on that, we certainly will pass you the information either by flash, email, on the bulletin, or right here on the videos. So please do hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to be notified every single time that we put a video up, so that you are kept up to date with the latest news. Moving on from there, we'd just like to mention, of course, that if you're anticipating any impact to service delivery from losses of staff, the COVID-19 support team is here to help. So please just drop us an email or give us a bell. Our contact details are in the description box as always, and we'll do everything that we can to support. And of course, the more time that you give us to arrange that, the easier it is for us. So we're there for emergency situations, but if you can anticipate it a little bit, just give us a shout. That'd be fantastic. Thank you. And then, moving on from that topic, we'd like to give you a little bit of information about booster vaccines, and that, of course, is that the programme is scheduled to begin on the 21st of September. However, the local start date might slightly differ, and we'll keep you in the loop with that, and we'll provide that sort of detail in the next week or so, so you should know what's going on. Now, it's worth considering that the booster vaccine is available for those who have had their second dose of the vaccine at least 6 months prior. And of course, as a result, it might be useful as a registered manager or a member of the senior team just to review who might be eligible for the booster and who might be eligible in the coming weeks, so that you can sort of coordinate their vaccines easily, and of course account for whether they need to go to an appointment during work time, or if that can be played about with a little bit. And then going on from there, we'd just like to mention flu vaccine. So it's come to the winter months again. As we move towards the end of the year, it often means flu vaccines are on a topic to be aware of. And of course, now that they are on our radar, please just be mindful that it could be worthwhile booking in your flu vaccine clinic sooner than later. Just because it'll remove that pressure of needing to get people to receive their flu vaccine as well as a potential COVID booster. So although people can receive a COVID vaccine and a flu vaccine in the same day, they would need to leave it 15 minutes apart. And of course, that could put a bit of pressure on you, and if you want to remove that pressure, it's easy just to get one out of the way nice and early and then have the other one for another day. But yeah, and particularly if you've got a lot of staff who are looking to get both on the same day. So just have a little think about that while you can, and as we say, over the next sort of week or so, we'll get more information to you on these things. Just keep your eyes peeled on the bulletin, and I've got that linked in the description box below so that you can see our latest edition. And then finally, we'd just like to explain that we're working with you as providers with regards to recruitment, and it'd be really handy that if you have any vacancies at all that you're aware of or coming up, that you just give us that heads up, and we'll do everything that we can to link you up with potential candidates and to keep you informed on the recruitment process and how we can best support you. But that's everything from me, so thank you so much for watching this week's edition of the vlog. As I mentioned before, it's always really helpful if you can just subscribe to the channel. Of course, you can leave a comment down below, and if you have any topics that you want me to cover, I'll have a look at them. But that's everything from me today. Thanks ever so much and have a fantastic week. Bye.